Hello, my name is Alina, and today we're gonna talk about how to actually heal with love. In the spiritual community, I see so much people who are like love and light and always these joyous, happy people, hugging people, and having this overly happy smile on their face all the time. That is not what we're aiming for, actually. And obviously, I'm not judging anyone, but I'm also really good at sensing energy. And a lot of it is actually a mask, I would say. To mask things that are underneath and to be accepted by this community. This is actually very interesting. I wasn't going to say anything like this, but for some reason it's coming out now. Anyway, when I was a child from a very young early age, maybe when I was like 6 years old, whenever there was like difficulties in my life, my mom advised me to send love to people that I was having difficulties with. And how I would do this was that I would imagine in my head that I was hugging these people and sending love from my heart to their hearts. And that worked well, but I have actually unlocked another level since my spiritual awakening from this practice. Because sometimes when we have issues with people, or we have issues in our lives, or we have anger or resentment towards people, the first step is actually to accept the situation. Because if you have anger within you, for example, and you are trying to send love to another person to resolve a situation or to feel better about something, it almost feels like bypassing the reality in some ways, or bypassing some feelings. So what comes before sending love actually is acceptance. Because when we accept things in our reality, when we accept the hard and difficult things that are happening, just by saying I accept this and being present in our bodies while we do that, and feeling all the emotions that come with a person or a situation, that's when we ground in reality. That's when we face it. And then from there, from acceptance, we can send love. Okay, now you might be asking, okay, how do you send love? How does this actually happen? So, well, first of all, the more open our hearts are, the easier it is to send love to situations or people. We actually have two heart chakras. The first one, obviously, is the emerald green one, and it's located here. It's our heart chakra. And then above our heart chakras, actually around this area, I actually got gifted this beautiful pink sapphire necklace and the ring from my partner, like my fiance. And I just felt like, obviously it was a gift from him, but I felt like it was a beautiful gift to amplify the higher heart energies, because it almost like it lands on my higher heart. The higher heart, it's located here around this area on our thymus gland, and it's the color pink. And yes, obviously first it's very important to open our heart chakras. How do you know if you have an open heart? I would say that most people are intuitively capable of understanding if their heart is open or not. For example, if you just close your eyes and you put your hand on your heart and you breathe into your heart, how does your heart feel? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel blocked? Does it feel that you're like almost suffocating, or does it feel light? Does it feel open? Just tune in what comes through. And while you're doing that, you can imagine the beautiful emerald green colors radiating from your heart. And if it is easy for you to imagine the color emerald green, then that's an indicator that your heart is open. If it's very difficult, that's an indicator that it's closed. So, I mean, I can do a separate video on how to open actually a heart. So comment down below if you're interested in that. But I feel like there's already so much information about that. So like just Googling like how to open your heart and intuitively listening to the guidance that you get from within, you would know how to do it. After that, you can open your higher heart chakra, which is the color pink. And what I have learned about the higher heart energy, so this is about like the cosmic love, the higher frequencies and the more evolved love frequencies, I would say, than we have in the heart center. What I have heard is that before humanity opens our higher hearts, we're not able to reach 5D. Only after we have opened our higher hearts, we will be reaching 5D. So it is actually super important that we open them. And like, probably for some people it just opens naturally, but maybe some people will have to do more work with that. So how you would imagine that is, again, you drop into your body, you drop into your heart, and you imagine this beautiful pink glow coming from your thymus gland. And with this pink glow, you can go into, like, if you're having difficult situations or difficult people or anything like that in your life, you can imagine that situation first, accepting them or the situation, and then you imagine that you're sending this beautiful pink light to them or to the situation. You can even do this to your like organs. If you're having like issues with anything that's going on in your body, you can send this pink light to it. And it is a very powerful light, and it heals and raises the frequency. So at least for me, I have found this practice incredibly powerful throughout my life, and it does change your reality. It does change the situations. It does heal. And why I wanted to make this video was because I feel like there's so much talk about, like, you know, love heals the world and love is the answer and da da da. But how do we actually do this without bypassing the trauma and the darkness that we carry? And that is by seeing and accepting those parts before. And only then we can raise the frequency into love. Being a person who has a heart open and radiates love has nothing to do with performing to be this love spiritual person. So yeah, I just kind of want to say that because I feel like there's this huge stereotype of the spiritual people who are just so love and peace and everything is so joyous and wonderful, and yeah, you can be anything you want and it doesn't have anything to do with this persona or like this archetype that we have right now going on in the community. And when you open more of your heart as well, you will also be connected more and more with your purpose and what you're actually meant to do here on earth. And yeah, I mean, life just becomes easier when you know how to work with these energies. So let me know what you thought about this video and comment down below and subscribe my channel if you haven't and if you are interested in these type of topics. Okay, bye bye.